We are always very inquisitive about secrets, right? I want to tell you a secret. We're all ears immediately. So Bhagavan also here starts with telling, I'm going to tell you a secret. This chapter of Bhagavad Gita is considered as the middle of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Obviously, 18 chapters, 9 is the middle. Simple calculation. But anything that is central theme is more important than other subsidiaries. That's why it is aptly chosen by Bhagavan, saying that I am going to tell you what is the secret of the whole thing. And this chapter is known as Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam. It's royal secret. Gurudev used to say, what is this royal means? In California, you have 3 types of beds, Queen, double, king. California king it's called. You will not find anywhere else. That is California only especially. Similarly, royal is a word used which is meant only for very sophisticated people. It's neither big nor small, royal. So Gurudev says there is a royal toothbrush also. So it's some kind of an odd size. In the same way here, what is that he is going to expound in this chapter? He himself says that, I'm going to tell you something very secret. What is secret? That which not many people know. Everybody wants to know, but not many people know. Isn't that? We always tell others when we have a secret and I have to tell someone, don't tell anybody. Right? I'm going to tell you only. You dare not tell anybody. And that person tells other person same thing. Even though I tell them not to tell. I was told not to tell anybody, but I'm going to tell you. And the second thing is, we tell the secret only to chosen people. Whom do we reveal? We tell people whom we take interest in. Or that person must have a relevance to that what is being told. I cannot tell something which is irrelevant to someone and tell that it is a secret. And then after telling, what, it is of no use to me. Third thing is, it is something which makes you think. Why should I tell that secret? Because it is not ordinary person can even think about it. It requires a certain maturity and certain frame of mind to understand that. If I tell you a secret in Russian, it is a secret, all right. It will remain as a secret. Why? You don't understand. So if I tell you something which you cannot understand, that is also secret. It remains a secret only because you will not be able to think about it. Right? The fourth and most important thing is, it is something which is everywhere, but you can't see it. It is hidden from the view, yet it is there. Therefore, it is considered as not only secret, but it is sacred. That which is everywhere at the same time cannot be seen, easily comprehended, and most useful, most profound. Not many people know. That's what I'm going to tell you. And in the beginning itself, he says, why I am telling you. So these are the things which we should think about before we open this chapter. And the chapter 9, so the 9 number is also very peculiar, right? You multiply, it will become 9 only. That's number 9 is a very, very interesting number. Navagrahas are there. Navaratnams are there. Navarasas are there. Navavida Bhakti is there. This 9 is a very interesting number. In that way, in our Sanskrit literature, every letter has got some importance. Every number, I mean. Navarasas, Navaratnas, Navavida Bhakti, 9 planets. And it's the last number in the single digit, right? After becoming 0 again. If you understand one thing, 8 is infinity. If you put 8 in the, if it is vertical, it is 8. If it is horizontal, that represents Maya. And 0 represents completeness, Brahman. When he actually manifests, he is only 1. But in our perception, he appears as 2. With Maya, it becomes 3. If you look at that, that's how it is, how beautiful it is. Right? And 4 stages of life. 5 Panchabhutas. You can go on adding to that. But 9 is between 8 and 0. Between Maya and Brahman. What is that secret because of which Brahman, which is absolute, complete, is perceived through Maya, it cannot be understood at all. Meaning, infinity, which is Maya infinity in this reason, right? It keeps on going. No end. Any other number has an end. You just think. Think. 1, there is a top, there is a bottom. 2, there is a beginning, there is an end. 3, there is a beginning and end. 4, beginning, end. 5, beginning, end. 6, beginning, end. 7, beginning, end. 8. Where is the beginning? If you write the 8 number, where do you begin? Anywhere you begin, there only you end. Right or not? But it has to come to an end. Then only you will find 0. Then only you will find the completeness, Purnatva, complete. In Tamil language, 0 is called Pujyam. It is not Shunyam. हिंदी में शून्य शून्य होता है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, पूज्य पूज्य होना चाहिए. Is not in Hindi this is शून्य शून्य. They are not Advaitins. ये शून्य नहीं होना चाहिए, ये पूज्य है. Interesting thing is, in India when you go to a hotel. So what is my room number? 1 or 2? Okay. Is it 2? 1, not 2. One person, from here when you go, American or somebody who is not familiar with that kind of an expression. What is my room number? 1, not 2. So it is 2, right? That not is N-A-U-G-H-T, not N-O-T. You understand that 0 is not. Not means what? It has a reason why that 0 is there. 102 means 102. Not 1 not 2. Anyway, so 8 is Maya, 0 or Pujyam is Brahman. How to end this Maya to reach that Brahman? This is the secret. So 9 is a secret. Because from Maya to Brahman, we have to travel. And within the hold of Maya, unless we take a leap, you cannot reach the Brahman. This is the secret. So, in the 8th chapter, Bhagavan talked about what happens to a soul after it departs from the body. Why depart? Because depart. Meaning, our body is a composite of Panchamahabhutas and subtle body. Gross body made of Panchamahabhutas, 5 elements, great elements, as probably many of you have learned in, I presume, Vedanta. So, earth, water, fire, air, space. So, composite of 5 elements. Along with that, this is a gross part of it. The same 5 elements have become the subtle body also. Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. That is sattvic aspect of the Panchamahabhutas. Now this sattvic part of the Panchamahabhutas do not die. It does not die. It only travels from one gross body to another. So in the Akshara Brahma Yoga, which is 8th chapter, Bhagavan Krishna explained elaborately what happens to the soul or the subtle body upon leaving the physical body. In that he explained there are many margas through which this subtle body can move. It can go through the path of the solar and path of this lunar. And lunar path is subject to return and solar path is not. He explained all that very elaborately in the 8th chapter. And towards the end, he made this point. Last part of the 8th chapter, he said, Vedeshu sarveshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya palam pravishtam Atyeditas sarvamidam viditva yogi param stanamupaiti cha adyam. Vedeshu, through the Vedas or in the Vedas, Yajneshu in the rituals, Tapassu in all the austerities, Cha eva Daneshu in all charities, Yet Pradishtam Punyapalam. Whatever be the meritorious results that are can be obtained, a yogi does not get caught in that. Atyedi, ati-edi, goes beyond, transcends. Meaning, we all always think of, if I do anything, what is the result? Without that understanding of result, we won't engage in any action. You ask your own children also, do. The next question is, why? Isn't it? As they start thinking, first question is, do this, why? What does it get for me? So, can there be anybody in this world who will do an action without thinking about the result? Nobody can do that. Because that's purposelessly doing, has no meaning. Even though it is said in Karma Yoga, etc., one should do action without thinking about results, nobody can do that. One cannot own the result. Nobody would do anything without thinking about the result. Prayojanam anuddishya moodaha api na pravartate. Even a fool will not engage in an action without thinking about the result. Whether the result is for oneself or for anybody, everybody else, that is a different part of it. If you are able to do an action and distribute the result to everyone, you don't take it. That is Karma Yoga. Not that you do not worry about the result at all. No result I want, or no result is I don't think about. Nobody will do it. If I am talking to you, I have some result in mind. I hope they understand 9th chapter at the end of it. So I am going to ask you at the end of the 5 days, so what did you understand from the 9th chapter? Nothing. If you say that, I will be very disappointed. Even though I have nothing to gain out of it, really speaking, but this action itself requires to be thought of only with respect to what the result is to be achieved. So whatever phalam comes out of Veda, practice of Vedas or chanting the mantras or charity, rituals, all of them, who can transcend that? Atyeti sarvamidam tat sarvamidam viditva. Knowing all that, who can really do not get caught up in the whirlpool of result of action? Because Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also said, Phalam ashashvatam gati nirodhakam. Karmanaha phalam ashashvatam. No result of action be eternal. Gati nirodhakam, moksha gati nirodhakam. It will stop you from becoming free. Because one result leads to another action, and that action leads to another result, and that result leads to another action. There's no end. Right? So you have your child, son or daughter, and that, okay, I want to get him married, get her married. Okay, you get her married. After that, what happens? Then next question is, how are you people doing? Okay. When are you getting the child? So that fellow says, that's what I want. Okay, the child is born. Then when are you getting him to go to school? School be done. When are you going to get him to the college? That's gone. Then when are you getting married? When are you getting grandchildren? When are we? It never ends. Until you die, it just continues. Right? So every action is leading to another action. That result is another action. When did you say that, okay, that's the end of it? You cannot. So here, who can cross over that? Tat sarvam idam iti viditva. Everything has got such a endless loop as so. One repeating to another. Yogi param sthanam divyam shashvatam adyam upaidi. Supreme result he gains. Yogi, here he just mentions a yogi. Okay, what is that he knows? Because of which he is able to overcome his attachment to the results. That is the secret. This is a seed he has put in there. 8th chapter. Not that Bhagavan, after the 8th chapter, say, Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu. He didn't say that. These are all added later on. It is not that, Arjun, the chapter 8 is over. Now I'm starting chapter 9. He continuously started talking. So that is the reason why when we divide into chapters, firstly we start with, now Bhagavan starts to speak about a new topic. So the new topic in the 9th chapter is how to transcend the endless Maya, 8, and how to reach the ever eternal complete. Pujyam is 0 is complete, not shunyam, complete. In that completeness, how do we reach? So now you see, Bhagavan is starting here.